Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to today's sharing of Harmonize to Energize. My name is Terry Matthews. I'm the office manager, Jin Shin Jyutsu practitioner here at the international headquarters of Jin Shin Jyutsu in Scottsdale, Arizona, US of A. So welcome everybody from all different parts of the world. And today we're going to continue our journey through practices of Jin Shin Jyutsu self-help with particular labels or projects. And for those of you that are completely brand new to Jin Shin Jyutsu is an art of harmonizing life energy through the body. And we do that by placing our hands on what are known as safety energy locks. The acupuncturists tend to call them points. We only use 26 safety energy locks either side of the spine. And when we place our hands on these energy locks, we allow any blocked energy to move more congruently, to harmonize all the energy in all the cells and all the organs through all the liquids and fluids in the body. And hopefully and willingly, our body will harmonize and balance and bring us into a state of much more balanced health. So today we're looking at shoulders. Get them boulders off your shoulders. You want the sunshine to glow on your shoulders. And many moons ago, when I first was producing a little newsletter on self-help, which I shared on the website here, I actually discussed that very topic of shoulders. So let's have a look at the slides. Here we go. There's a beautiful picture of Mary. And the quote that I gave on that particular occasion was from what Mary says, change focus, change thoughts. And she's focusing on what looks like to be a bell. Anyway, the important information, the practical information is here. 4 different ways of helping releasing tension on our shoulders. And we all know when we are not able to allow ourselves to relax fully, a lot of the tension accumulates here in different areas on the shoulder from the neck downwards. And we often say when we're really tense, we need a checkup from the neck up. It's the shoulders that are holding on to the boulders. And there's 4 different ways we can help harmonize those boulders, dissolve the stress that's accumulated there. And looking at figure 1, it's holding on to the index finger. Figure 2, 11 and 25, the shoulder and the sit bone. Figure 3, the high 19s, and figure 4, 11 and 15. Don't worry, for those of you that are new, I'm going to demonstrate exactly where those positions are. And what we're going to do is we'll hold those particular positions for 9 exhalations, inhalations each. The number 9 represents end of a cycle, beginning of a new. Mary constructed a lot of her practices around 4 sets of 9 or 36 breaths to allow us to experience the stepping down of different frequencies of energies from different dimensions, from the subtle to the dense, from the unembodied to the embodied, from head to toe, skin to bone, or from heaven to earth, head being heaven, feet being earth. And the way we exhale and inhale is important. It's a full body exhalation, inhalation. It's from our 4s at the back of the head on the occiput, through our 15s, which we're going to meet, and to the 7s, the big toe. So without further ado, let's stop the slide presentation and do the work. So again, we're breathing from the 4, the occiput, through the 15 at the hip line, to the big toe. I'm not going to bring my feet up again. It's ages a long time. Well, yes, it's been a long time since I've stretched those legs into sort of semi-pseudo yogic positions. Anyway, let us begin. And the first practice we're going to work with, I got this itch in my eye recently, is holding the index finger. And you can hold either the left or the right pointer finger. And I always suggest you explore. Just see which part of that finger may be more tense or sore than the other. And that might help you choose which way to go. And then sit up straight. Back against the chair if necessary with a support, or away from the chair to keep the spine as straight as possible to allow the energy to move as clearly and congruently as it does in a spiral down the front and up the back of the spine. So let's just exhale, holding either pointer finger. Drop our shoulders. Get them boulders to dissolve. Let them go. Let the beautiful, glorious sunshine on your shoulders, do I hear a song? Melt those boulders. Because they can be like icebergs, right? Big, congealed stress. Let the sunshine melt the boulders. Allow the energy to move down to the hip line, to the feet, and then from the feet, back up the hip line, back up to safety energy like 4 of the alphabet. Here we go, 9 exhalation inhalations. No particular way of breathing, just let the breath take a natural path. Close your eyes to reduce the effect of any unnecessary sensations in the environment. Turn your phone off and let's become it. And as we're allowing the energy that we don't need to go down through the shoulders, to the hips, to the toes, it's a melting. Just allow it to melt, dissolve. And then as we naturally inhale, cosmic purified energy is purifying every aspect of our being, the energy centers in the spine, the cells, the pathways, the organs, head to toe, skin to bone. But for those of you that are new to this, notice we emphasize the exhale. If you started on an inhale, no worries. Just remember the emphasis is on the exhale. Doesn't it feel good to allow the weight from our daily concerns, worries, fears, anxieties, try-tos, etc., just to melt? Melt and meld with the earth energy and heaven's energy to become one. And this delicious release. Relax and release. And if you can't feel the ground beneath, squeeze your toes. Remind yourself that you are connected to this beautiful Mother Earth on this planet, unless you're on another planet. And feel this connection. It gives solidity, groundedness. And then we inhale, receive the breath. We don't take, we receive. And allow that breath to purify our cells, our organs, our pathways. To begin again, letting go of what we don't need to build something. And as we reach the 9th exhalation inhalation, we slip into what I call the neutral zone, which is another way of describing 9th depth that Mary would call the vacuum, the no thing, the space. And it's the space where transformation can happen if we allow it. So just sit within wherever you are and be the observer of where you be, and allow transformation to continue. Beautiful. Now the second hold. One hand goes on whichever shoulder you choose, left or right, and the other one goes on the same side, sit bone. 11 and 25. This allows energy to move up the back in order for energy to move down the front. That might sound slightly illogical, but when you think about it, if you can't get energy up the back, how is it going to go down the front? So there's many aspects of why that works. We just practice it and learn by experience. So this one or the other side, right side or left, whichever feels most needy for you. And then again, we drop shoulders, exhale. Often the shoulders are really tight, close to the neck, but just feel around. And exhale. Allow that dirt, dust, and greasy grime to move down the front of the body, to be earthed and grounded, cosmically purified and returned, regenerated. Beautiful, isn't it? So as I say, it's a natural reception of the inhalation, the incoming breath, cleaning, purifying, revivifying, rejuvenating, regenerating. Down, down, down on the exhalation. Up, up, up on the inhalation. Allow yourself to surrender in order to receive All right. So when you come to the 9th exhalation, inhalation, just sit with wherever you are. Be in that energy frequency. You should be quite different from what you were 18 breaths ago. And then we come to the 4th practice, which is holding what is known as the high 19s, the upper arm. Now, if this is uncomfortable, just hold one and place the other hand in the groin or on the thigh, something like that, or even in the opposite thigh, whatever's comfortable. But we're going to release the upper arms, which will help drop down the shoulders. So take your positions, and when you're ready, exhale. Drop the shoulders even further, deep, deep, deep down through the groin area, pelvic girdle. 15, joy and laughter. To number 7, victory, perfect life power. And then back to 4, the window that lets in more light. 8 more times. Here we go. Mary talks about holding the high 19s with a vice-like grip in the self-help books. Just be natural. What works for you? And when you reach that 9th exhalation, inhalation, again, just sit where you are. Be with the energy. Notice how you feel. Because this whole process, at least to me, of letting go and receiving is all part of the pH experience, the purifying of the heart. What are your pH values? Jin Shin Jyutsu is an art of compassion. Where does that emanate from? The purity of our heart. So last but not least, we're going to connect with our heart energy in a fairly big way. We're going to place our hands in the groin, those 15s, fill our hearts with joy and laughter, and choose which shoulder, which boulders we're going to release. Sometimes it's stuff from the past, so the left side. Sometimes it's stuff from the present, so the right side, whichever you feel. I could go either way. And exhale, drop those shoulders even more. Let those boulders melt. Let those icebergs just totally melt and meld with the earth. Water likes to run down gullies to the earth, all the way down. And fire, on the inhale, likes to move up. So this is the balance of water and fire. Exhale and inhale. Here we go, 9 times. Relax. Drop your shoulders. Allow a natural smile to emerge. Connect to the earth, the mother, the nurturer. Let go to her what you don't need. And allow her to fill you with what you do need. Filling your heart with joy and laughter on the inhale. As you release 4, 15, 7, 7, 15, 4, all man's best friend to man's best friend, dog to God. My metabolic rate is probably different from yours, so whenever you've come to your 9th exhalation, inhalation, just sit in the relative silence. Don't let the voices of your relatives take you off center. And then as you reach the 9th exhalation, inhalation, give yourself a hug. And here we actually make a connection with the sister of the heart, the small intestine here. And here, safety engine lock 22 or lung 1, allowing us to open up this whole thoracic cavity, just in case we hadn't succeeded doing that already. And just feel where you've arrived 36 breaths later. And if you haven't felt a sense of congruence after 36 breaths, carry on. 9 more breaths, 18 more breaths. You can keep that multiple of 9 because, as I say, it indicates the end of a cycle, beginning of a new. So you can do that. All right. So let's have a quick look at what's happening in the world of Jin Shin Jyutsu, but specifically what's happening now with Harmonize to Energize. As I mentioned briefly last week, we're now going to have a second version of Harmonize to Energize. There's now going to be one on a Wednesday as well. And Wednesday begins next Wednesday, August the 11th. And all the information is here. I did the drop down on online events, Harmonize to Energize. And next Wednesday, we're going to be talking or sharing our stories of Jin Shin Jyutsu that have inspired us. And whoever presents, and we'll begin with our mystery guest next Wednesday, will share a story of having used Jin Shin Jyutsu to help harmonize either themselves or a client. And they're going to share with you what they did and what the result was. And my invitation is to the broad community of all Jin Shin Jyutsu practitioners and students. Some of you may have practiced Jin Shin Jyutsu without even realizing it, because it's an innate art. But anyway, we can share these stories with yours truly if you write to me at info@jsjinc.com. I think I said that here. Info@jsjinc.com. And we're going to keep it to around 20 minutes. So make sure you summarize the essence of who, what, and why you practice this Jin Shin position. And it may be as simple as holding a thumb, or as slightly more complex, holding 11:15 or 11:25, and then going to 4 or 12 or something else, a flow. So think about, or rather don't think about, allow yourself to drift into your memory cells of those times when, you found a way, either from the practices of the self-help books or from those of you that have studied Text 1, Text 2, or have done special topic classes, Now Know Myself, or read some of Mary's books and explored aspects of yourself or other people who've come to you with a label or project, I'm sick of, and you've introduced them to a way of harmonizing that, and it really helped. Maybe not immediately, maybe over a period of 2 to 3 sessions, whatever. As long as it's something that inspires your heart to share with the community, that they can learn from this and maybe experience a similar situation and invoke that kind of remedy, share that kind of remedy with somebody else so that they can learn and experience what this art can provide for you in terms of balancing and harmonizing your life energy as it wants to meander and congruently harmonize every aspect of your being. So welcome to you all. Let me know if you would like to share. It will involve learning a little bit about how you would present on this software, which is Webinar Jam. If you already know, then that's great. And I'll meet with you probably the Monday before for about half an hour to introduce you to how to get onto Webinar Jam and how we'll operate from there. But don't be shy. At first it feels like intimidating, but as soon as you exhale and let go, it all flows. And there's lots of folks who probably just want to hear, dying to hear some of your stories. And, let's not forget, it could be something that you used on one of your favorite animals: horse, doggy, cat, piglet, duck, mouse, whatever. Actually, even a flower. This energy works through all, even the totally inanimate. I've often wondered if there's anyone that's worked with flowers, plants, and had some experiences. I've never read about them personally. But if you have, go right ahead and email me. And anyone who's said here on the chat room, just email me. I could see someone said they would love to talk about Safety Energy Log 22. Well, send me your story. Go right ahead. Send it to me at info@jsjinc.com. Here it is again, info@jsjinc.com. All right. Send it to me, and we'll take it from there. We will share, and we'll see if we can give you a slot. And it'll mainly be on the Wednesday, but of course, if timings work that Friday seems to be a better time occasionally, then we'll look at that and see if we can improvise. We want to be flexible, hold our 22s. But in the main, the stories will be the Wednesdays, and the practices that I share for different projects from the self-help books will generally be the Fridays. All right. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Stay safe. We know there's still projects going around in the universe that we need to be cautious with. Practice your Jin Shin. Do whatever is advised and sensible for you to look after yourself, your family. And until Wednesday, same time, or at least it's 2 o'clock New York time, 11 o'clock Arizona time. Until we meet again, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, cheerio, and look forward to seeing you all next Wednesday, August the 11th.